Be ready to rock and roll. There's that. That. What?
Got cold.
Oh.
Can you read this?
Shouldn't be a world traveler shaking all those hands at Turkey Fest.
That's probably true.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Boom, and welcome to the Big Honk. What the hell was that sound?
You're good. Go ahead,
Oh.
Jeff. You got to act unfazed.
Oh, boom. Welcome to the Big Honker Podcast brought to you by Dive Bomb Industries. I'm Jeff Stanfield with the world famous Andy Shaver.
That is right. And I got to tell you what, I've seen a lot of nice mustaches in my time. But the man we got on today, Mr. Chandler Phillips from A&M, whatever, gig 'em, I guess. It's Jeff's horns up and I'm guns up, so we can agree to disagree on that. But anyway, Chandler Phillips on the line with us today. How are you, bud?
Good. How are y'all?
We're excited to talk to you.
I got an SEC question for you.
Uh-oh.
Yes, sir.
The Aggies moved to the SEC, and it cost them a chance at a national championship because when Johnny Manziel was there, they would have won the national title if they would have stayed in the Big 12. Since then, y'all went to SEC, and y'all haven't won any games. No, I mean the big bowl games.
Right.
But now your big brother's coming to the SEC. Are y'all worried about that?
To tell you the truth, A&M football just pisses me off. I don't even follow them, and so I mean, I'm right there with y'all. I mean, every year they talk about, oh, we're gonna be good. We got the #1 recruiting class, this and that, blah blah blah, and then they don't do nothing. They shit the bed every year.
Shit the bed,
So,
they say.
yeah, I don't even keep up with them no more.
So what does that do?
Well, he didn't bite the way I was wanting him to. He was on our side. That's no fun. I thought he'd be all defensive.
No, I didn't. I went to A&M, but I didn't get in the whole they call it the cult. I didn't get in all that. I went there. I went to school, got my degree, and played golf. That's all I did.
So you were on the A&M golf team. Would you play 4 years or 5 years?
I played 4,
No.
15 through 19.
Get to play at a lot of really nice golf courses.
Yeah, yeah.
What-
I miss those days.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, I get to play a lot of really nice courses now also, but back then it was through the school. I didn't have no expenses or anything. It was all paid for, but now I got to pay for it myself.
Now, where's your home course at?
It's right there in College Station. It's called Traditions Golf Club.
Is that a tough one?
It ain't easy. I mean, you can have your days on it. Hold on a second. Sorry.
You're good, man.
You can have your days on it, and some days you damn sure kick your ass real quick.
What about in the Big 12 and the courses that you played? How would you rank the Rawls course in Lubbock and the T. Boone Pickens course in Stillwater?
I've never played in Lubbock, actually.
Oh,
No, sir. And the only one I played in Stillwater is Karsten Creek. We played nationals there in 2018.
Is that the one that T. Boone Pickens owned?
Ooh, you got me there. I ain't.
One of
I don't
them's
know.
really nice in Stillwater, they say. And
that it's got to be Karsten then. Yeah, it's really nice. It's freaking hard.
Tell you what, you hadn't played until you played in that Lubbock win, Bob.
I know it. I've heard a lot about it. I know the Texas Tech coach real well, Greg Sands. He tried to recruit me really, really hard back in the day, when I was in high school. But we got a good relationship. I still, when I see him, we talk a good bit, and he was kind of bummed out that I didn't come there. But my mom would have killed me if I had moved that far away.
The Karsten Creek, it don't say who owns it, but that course is a public course.
Yeah, I think it is.
$400 a day.
That's it?
Yep. Andy would get $400 worth of that shit because he's the worst fucking golfer I've ever seen in my entire life. So
bad.
he would leave on a course, a good course like that. Andy legitimately is going to shoot about a 150, and he's going to leave 150 fucking divots even on the putting green. So there you go.
So what do you shoot at? What do you shoot at Traditions?
I mean, if I have a solid day, play well, I could go out there and shoot anywhere from 2 to 5 under. Like I said, it's tough. I mean, if I get hot, get rolling pretty good, I could maybe go lower, but just a average good round, it's probably 2 to 4 to 5 under.
Very good golfer. I got a buddy of mine that's a really good golfer, and he looks like a real redneck, white trash type of guy. And he does. He's the kind of guy that would wear tennis shoes and knee-high socks and cut off jeans. Not because he's trying to look like he don't belong, because he doesn't belong. But he can play, but he's a damn good golfer. He shoots, I think his handicap's right at scratch. A legit golfer. And he takes a lot of money off these big country clubs because they look at him and they think that motherfucker can't play golf. You kind of got that country boy look too. Do you ever win you some side money looking like an old country boy?
Not looking like one, but I'm damn sure one at heart. I mean, if anybody sees me anywhere else, I mean, not that I'm some famous guy or anything like that, but they would never guess that if you don't see me at the golf course, you'd have no idea I play golf. I'm wearing, hunting clothes, blue jeans, a hoodie, a hunting hoodie, and a hunting hat. That's me. That's my attire every day.
See, that would be his nice clothes. That's his church clothes. That's why
that's his going out. That's his going out.
That's why he looks so good. But we've went to a lot of little tournaments around here, and I take him and we beat the shit out of everybody. And we might, in a regular round of us shooting in a 4-man scramble, we'll shoot 10, 12 under, and we'll use 4 of my shots maybe. Because I got a couple of guys like that. All right, my next question. Korn Ferry Tour is what you're on, and you're leading right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I know a lot about the LIV, and I know a lot about the PGA Tour. I don't know shit about the Korn Ferry Tour, and probably most of our people listening don't. That is like the developmental league for the PGA Tour. When you win a tournament like that, what's it paying for the weekend?
So I won the first event this year, and I made $180,000 for the week.
That's pretty good week's work.
That's a nice week's work.
Yeah, no, I damn sure ain't complaining.
Are you married?
I'm not. No,
boy, let me tell you, ladies, look him up. There you go. $180,000 for a week so that's better wages than the PGA Tour was paying 20 years ago, probably, for winning.
Yeah, probably. Maybe not 20 years ago, but probably 40, 50 years ago, that was probably the winning purse, or the winner would win that. Yes, sir.
Okay, you played this weekend. What place did you hit?
I got brought down to earth real fast. I played. So I was gone for a month. We played the first 2 weeks in the Bahamas, one in Exuma Island, and then the other one was at Abaco Island. I won the first one, then went to the next week and finished 12th. And then we left there and went to Panama, and then went from Panama to Bogota, and I actually missed the next 2 cuts.
Go
ahead. Sorry.
I was going to ask, what did it pay when you got 12th place?
Right at 20.
And what's Bogota and Panama pay when you don't make the cut? Does it just even cover your cost?
Pat on the back and get the hell out.
What's it cost to enter?
That's the good part about it. I mean, if you get your Korn Ferry card, the only expense for the tournament to get in the tournament is the locker room fee that I don't even freaking use, and it's like anywhere from $50 to $75 a week. But the flights, the hotels, normally the rental car, but the first four tournaments we had shuttles, so we didn't have to get a rental car. But before I start the week at a normal Korn Ferry event, I'm between 27 to 3,500 in the hole.
So you need to place in the top 4. You got to make the cut every week. If you make the cut, you're paying your bills.
You make the cut, you get your expenses paid. Yeah.
So where are we playing this weekend at?
I actually have a month and a half off, and then I'll head over to Savannah, Georgia.
Do y'all start playing in the U.S. then?
Yes, sir.
So what was it like playing in the Bahamas for a solid month? I mean, you know, on one hand you're in paradise, but do you get to enjoy it at all? I mean, you are working.
He's playing fucking golf.
Jeff,
Yeah,
that's like people saying, "Oh, you hunt for a living," like, you know, you never go to work. That's bullshit. Like, some of the worst days of my life are in the fucking goose spread.
Right. No, the Bahamas was it was different from any other tournament, obviously, just being down there. But normally, like tournaments in the States, it's golf. You know, I mean, I could be in a cool area, a cool place where there's a lot of scenery, and you know, I could go look at some things, you know, check some things out. But I rarely do. But the Bahamas, both of the courses were right on the beach. It was kind of resort places, and we get done, and they had like player dining and everything was right on the beach. So I stuck around the golf course a little while after every round.
Now, when you won the 180,000, I want you to be completely honest with me, okay? So I know how I would do. I would be looking at my fucking bank on my phone waiting to see until that deposit check got there. Did you do that also?
I was checking it like 3 or 4 times a day.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
I was talking to one of the Korn Ferry guys, one of the guys that helps run the Korn Ferry. I said, "Hey, when you think this deposit's gonna come in, you know, this money transfer."
Are they good for this? Are they good for this amount of money? Like, I got to worry.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Once you got 6 figures in that checking account, you don't worry about little shit like that. But until you do, I want that fucking money to get there. I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can tell you right now, by no means was my family like broke, but it wore off. My dad wore off on me growing up. He always acted like we were broke, so that's how I am now. And I don't care if there is 6 figures in the bank account. I want it to go. I want it to keep going up. I don't want it to ever go down.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, you got 6. You don't want to go back down to 5 like the rest of. You want 7 at least.
Now, most of the guys on the golf tour do come from wealthy families. That's correct, right?
I would say yes, sir. Yeah, I would say there's more of that than, you know, people like, I guess you would say me. Yes, sir.
So you're not one of the rich kids that grew up with a ton of money.
No. My parents are very grateful for them. We never took any, you know, vacations or anything like that. Our vacations was my golf tournaments.
See, and that's interesting because we've talked about this before. We had Andrew Alvidrez on not too long ago. He's the number 1 bull rider on the PBR tour. And, you know, we talked about how, like, privation and not coming from a lot of means really instills a fire in a lot of people. Like, because we made the joke, you know, you don't see a whole lot of rich kids up there riding bulls for very long.
Right.
But it's interesting that in golf, most of them do come from money. But I wonder if that's just because you can't sustain it if you don't have a pot to piss in. Clubs are way too expensive.
You can't be on a member of a country club if you're poor. They don't have country clubs on the shitty side of town.
You could go play somewhere that was public.
No, ain't happening. It's kind of like a tennis player. I flew to Nashville this weekend. The Oklahoma State's tennis team was at Dallas, got on the same plane we did. Every one of them little fuckers looked like they had money. A couple of them were in Rolexes.
Really?
Yeah. So, you know, they have money. So golf's the same way. If you see a golf team, you get on a bunch of rich kids.
They got that dog.
You
in
know,
them.
that's right.
Rich kids with that dog in them.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. So my favorite golfer on the tour, I don't even know if he plays on the tour all the time, is by far John Daly. I think he's the funniest, best dude. And I think he's one of the best people in sports because regular people can relate to him. Most of us can dress a little better than him, but we can relate to John Daly. Have you got to meet John Daly ever?
I have not. No, sir.
Do you like John Daly?
Oh yeah.
See, everybody does.
I don't know anybody that doesn't, honestly.
I mean,
do you ever wonder what he could have done if he would have like focused on the task at hand and not?
You mean besides bang chicks,
Yeah.
drink Diet Coke and eat M&Ms?
Yeah, that. Like if he would have tapped into all the potential that he had instead of doing all these extracurricular activities,
Been the greatest
what
golfer
he could
ever.
have done in golf.
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, I mean, he still had a damn good career, and he was living the best life.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing everything that everybody dreamed to do. He was great at golf, and he was doing off the course. He's doing whatever the fuck he wanted to do.
The only guy that he's probably ever been jealous of is Dustin Johnson.
Why?
Have you seen Dustin Johnson's wife, Wayne Gretzky's daughter?
Isn't it?
She's a smoke show. There are people who would drink her bathwater.
Hey, so let me ask you this: have you seen the Tiger Woods thing? The tampon, he handed the tampon to the guy on the course, and then I
think that is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. I was actually watching the Golf Channel, and it was before they like started the coverage on the tournament, and it was like the Golf Central, like the channel or whatever. And Brandel Chambly was on there, saying, why would he do this? He's offended so many people. I'm like, him, like, I don't know any of the three guys. I don't know Tiger. I don't know Justin Thomas, and I don't know Roy. I've never met them in my life, but I do know, everybody in the golf world knows that all three of those guys are like really good friends, especially JT and Tiger. All it is a friendly like joke. I mean, I'm sure if you had a mic on them, hell, they'd get fined a shit ton just because of what they would hear on there. I mean, what they're telling each other. I mean, it's just, Tiger's got a half leg, and then he's had however many back surgeries. I mean, he's a cripple playing golf, and he's out driving JT. Hell, I'd make fun of him too. I mean, like, how am I doing this? I mean, I'd slip him something too. I don't know what I'd slip him. I wouldn't be carrying a tampon with me, but I mean,
my biggest problem was the apology.
Fuck that. He shouldn't have apologized.
He should have walked into that room, and when that question got to him, instead of issuing an apology, he should have said, I gave the tampon to the wrong guy because I see a bunch of pussies in here that need it more than he did.
You would have been gold right there. If you'd have done that shit, people would have loved you.
But I don't understand why we're why we're bowing down to kiss the ring. Tiger's got more money than anybody on that fucking tour. He doesn't need this shit anymore. He should have told them to fuck off and listen, I'm Tiger Woods, and this is what I do.
That's another thing is I don't understand why he needed to do that also, because he's the damn tournament host. He's hosting that tournament. Like, that's his tournament. Like, whoever asked that question, y'all get out.
Who puts the Golf Channel? I mean, I watch the Masters is about the only tournament I watch, and I watch the British Open when they play on the links courses. Who had the tournament on TV yesterday? NBC?
I think that's
okay.
I think that's who it is.
That's the pussy channel, anyways. That's the problem, and all them channels are that fucking way.
Them.
That's the problem. Is that me and you agree? You agree. We all agree on the same shit. We are tired of fucking apologies from athletes for being regular guys. What the fuck's wrong with him? I saw a post today. Or someone had a deal. It was an ESPN football game, and it showed a fucking guy not catch the ball. He kind of flinched, and the ball went through his hands. And the announcer, and this was like 20 years ago, said, "Well, that was pretty gay of him." You know what they do to that guy today?
Oh fuck!
Big fucking deal. Have a sense of fucking humor. He gave him a Tampax. Big deal. Yeah. Everybody thought the same fucking thing. But you're right. If he'd have come out and said, "You know what? Lighten up. It's a fucking joke. That's what's wrong with the fucking world. Brittany Griner thinks she has a dick, but she don't. Get over it. It's life.
It's like anything that resembles masculinity is just they fucking just pounce all over it. And anything that like that locker room type shit, like it for whatever reason, whatever weird spot we are in this world where the guys that got bullied in gym class are now running shit and telling us what's acceptable. Anything that resembles like locker room talk is fucking just pounced on. And Tiger, he should have.
Yeah,
fuck you guys.
Yeah, you can't do that nowadays. It's unbelievable.
Thank God we're in the waterfowl business because we can. If you're gonna act like a pussy at the Big Honker Lodge, you're gonna get treated like one.
Yeah.
I saw something funny that I think it was Ron White that was saying it was when Tiger, all the women came out against Tiger for banging all these good looking supermodels, and but Tiger probably only said yes. Like that's like maybe 1% of his offers that he got when he was doing this. Like, you're not virtuous because you didn't cheat on your wife with the one opportunity that you had. Like, You're seeing the cream of the crop of what Tiger could have banged. So like that's the real number is how many times did he say no? That's the one we should applaud him on.
Right.
Can you imagine if John Daly would have given that tampon to someone and someone had asked him about it? You would have got the classic response that all Americans want. We cannot wait for an athlete to come out and say, quit being a fucking pussy. Right. Be a real man. That's what this is about.
Well, there's one out there that's about as close as you're going to get to that right now as Brooks Koepka.
He's a man's man.
Oh, he don't give. I mean, I don't. Again, this is another guy that I don't know, but I mean, you can just see his demeanor in like his press conference or social media or anything like that. He don't give a damn what anybody thinks about him. He's just fingers to the sky and saying, fuck all y'all.
But see, that's what the world needs. And if a guy, let's say, I don't know nothing about Brooks, but let's say that he's sponsored by Callaway. If he come out and would have made that comment about fucking men's, people would have bought more Callaway. There's going to be more people that's going to support you than to not do anything to do with you because of that. Because we are tired of this shit. The American public is sick of the pussy. I mean, we're sick of the pussification.
And it's only going to get worse. But if from what I've learned about Tiger is Tiger really feeds off of winning the battle in between the ears.
Oh yeah.
And if he can do anything to get you off of your game just a little bit, and now that he's a cripple, like that's all he's got is the mental game.
Yeah.
So like just like the HBO did a show on Tiger and I watched it. It's like 3 episodes, not long. Very good show. But he was playing against Phil, and Phil just gets a big stick out and just hits it. Tiger gets a club out that's one under what Phil drove with and hit it further than Phil did with a smaller club.
Right.
And Phil's like, man, you really got a hold of that. And he's like, yeah, I usually hit it just a little bit further. And they said when Tiger said that, Phil just bombed. But Tiger's always doing that mental warfare against people he's walking with.
Right. Well, I mean, that's like at the tournament they just had in LA. Tiger was actually out driving JT and Roy. Roy is known to be top 3 of the longest guys on tour. After the first 2 rounds, he went to, like, he's sponsored by TaylorMade. He went to the TaylorMade guys and like, hey, we got to switch something up. I don't like this. Like, I don't like Tiger out driving me. I gotta do something. He literally switched, I think, a club head, like, I don't know exactly what it was, but they said he switched something with his driver because he was getting outdrove by Tiger.
Now, I don't know the golf rules, but once you start a tournament, how many clubs are in your bag? You can't change them out till the next day, right?
Right. You can, as soon as you hit the first tee ball until you finish the last hole, your last putt, whatever you start with, that's what you got to play with. You can't have more than 14 clubs, and that's what you're stuck with that day. Now, if you want to go the next day and switch every damn club in your bag, hey, so be it. Like that's all your preference.
Does the Korn Ferry, a guy like you on that tour, do you have a club sponsor?
I do. I just signed with Ping.
That's right.
Club.
You told us. So does Ping pay you money or just give you equipment?
They both. I would say, yeah. I mean, it's not much. The Ping isn't like a highly like paying club company. They're great. Like, I mean, they're awesome. I love them. I mean, a lot of guys on tour play them. There's really not anybody that I don't know that have a problem with Ping clubs or anything like that. But they're just not. They're known to not like pay their athletes like TaylorMade or Callaway or anything like that. Those companies, how I don't know, but they are like very, very wealthy compared to other club companies.
That's what I have. I have 2 sets of Pings. Great clubs.
Ping's what you use?
Yes.
That gives the Jeff Stanfield stamp of approval?
They're good clubs. They're and you know what's funny I used to play golf a lot.
I get whatever they give me at putt. That's my club.
That's not even a real club. But what I'm saying, the Ping is a big just country club. You see guys using Pings all the time, but you don't see a lot of them on the tour. But if you go to any country club, most guys are using Pings.
That's what they use.
Or used to. What's Ping's newest club? The G what?
The G30.
G30.
Yeah. I don't know what it stands for. I think it's just a name.
Now, is that a driver or what?
No, that's just
a whole set.
That's a whole set. The Ping I2 was their first really good one, wasn't it? Their really most popular one.
Yeah. Back in the day, I think the first. Yeah, that's what like came on the market, I guess you could say, like the well-known Ping club.
Yeah, the Ping I2.
Now you're going to Arizona. Can you tell us what you're doing? Because you're going there to see Ping, and they're going to work on your putter. Like, can you say some secret project?
I mean, it's man when you get to. I guess you could say like this level of golf, just a little bit of adjustment, a little bit of tweak with a certain club. I mean, it could make all the difference in the world. The way I explain it to everybody is like golf it takes some ability, with your body, your swing, and everything like that, but mostly for me, it's like confidence. Like if I have a confidence in a club, I don't give a damn what it is. I feel most confident with it. Well, that's why I'm gonna play best with, and it's just that's what I'm going out there. I could honestly not even take my whole golf bag. I could just, if I could, I'd take 2 or 3 putters with me, and I'd tell them like, okay, this is what I want right here, but I want the face that is on this putter into this putter, and it's just kind of like it's just a little bit of tweaking, and it's just I figured it was just best for me to go out there and go to the factory with the Ping guys. They're great. I mean, they helped me a lot, even being a little short time that I've been signed with them, and they listen to what I have in mind, and we'll go from there and try to figure something out.
A buddy of mine used to play golf a whole lot too, and he was in Fort Worth at a driving range. It's right by Meacham Field, and he said he was on the backside playing, and there's a barn next to it, and the door opened up, and it was Nike, and Tiger Woods come out and hit a bunch of balls for Nike right there. They were testing some new equipment of his.
Yeah, that was where Nike's like main fitting place was back when they were still making clubs, was right there in Fort Worth. Yes, sir.
And he said that Tiger come out and hit the ball a bunch and went on down the road. It's a pretty interesting deal. I understand why Ping. So Ping they've got you, and they're hoping you're going to break through the PGA and you'll stay with them. Do they sponsor a lot of the PGA pros?
Yeah. No, they got a lot of guys. They got a lot of guys on the PGA Tour. They got a a lot of guys on the European tour. I mean, they're all over. I would probably say that they got a good 25. I mean, I'd maybe even go to a third of the PGA Tour guys are probably ping guys.
Using ping.
Yes, sir.
What are you gonna focus on? Because you said you got 6 weeks before your next tournament.
Yes, sir.
So what do you focus on? Like, will you play golf every day? Will you like work out? I mean, stretch, yoga. What do you have planned for the next 6 weeks to get ready for for your new tournament?
Man,
or are you gonna enjoy life and not do shit?
Yeah, no, yes, I love playing golf. It's my job. It's my living, everything like that. But I'm not a go to the golf course every day, just wham, bam, 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 trying to work on things. I mean, obviously I practice a good bit, but I'm not out there to, if I have something that I need to work on, I'll work on that. But if I'm doing something well with another part of my game, I'm probably not going to put too much emphasis on that because I'm not really trying to find anything wrong with it, so I just kind of go with the flow, work on what I need to work on until it gets right where I want it to be. And then hell, now this time of year, I can't go hunting. I can't go duck hunting or anything, but I got a thermal. I actually went last night. I'm kind of tired right now. We went hog hunting last night and shot 20 hogs. And, that's what I'll probably be doing is hunting during the night and get up about 10, 11 o'clock during the day and go out there and practice for a few hours and head home.
That's a good life right
Hell
there.
Yeah, brother.
What do you?
So you shot 20 pigs last night. Did y'all get them on the same property or did y'all have to like bounce around?
Yeah, no, I got a buddy. He married this girl. Her family has 1,400 acres right on the Trinity River.
Oh, that ain't bad.
And, yeah, and I mean, it was stupid.
What's your thermal on?
I built the 6.5 Grindle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I got a Pulsar Trail thermal, and I've had it I bought it during COVID. I had to find something to do when everything was locked down. So
you like
it.
You like that rifle, Andy?
What's Blake's?
Andy,
I'll have to text
Andy. Me and Andy don't know shit about our rifles.
I know enough. One of my buddies, he got one. I'm trying to remember what it is, but
Creedmoor.
Is it?
I think it is, and I don't even know what that is either. I think that's what it is, though.
Yeah, they have a 6.5 Creedmoor. It's just so the Grindle is pretty much the same bullet. Just the Creedmoor's got a little bit more powder in it. It's got a little bit more pump to it.
I don't know shit about rifles at all.
He bought a nice stand for his, and I'm telling you what, that fucking thing is a dream. Like you just stand there, and like you can just scan everything.
Did he have it on the front porch one day this year when Zach was there?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know who that was.
Yeah, no, but like that, the stand will swivel a little bit, and I'm telling you what, like it's way better than, going out there and just like free-handing it.
Yeah.
But this thing was crazy. Like we glassed, so where our lodge is, it kind of sits up above fields and stuff, and like you can look down, and I mean, like 2 fields over, you could see the cows and all sorts of shit. So it's way better than anything that I ever dicked around on when I was a kid.
I got a golf question for you. The chicks at the events at the Korn Ferry, are they close to the chicks that are at the PGA Tour? Because they say the best looking groupies at all are at PGA Tours.
There's not many spectators at the Korn Ferry event.
There's not.
No, there's. I mean, yes, they're golf tournaments. They're somewhat big events or whatever, but I don't think many people like know enough about the Korn Ferry tour to be like, oh yeah, let's go watch that tournament. No, I don't think that's on anybody's bucket list. Unlike, oh, hey, you want to go watch the PGA Tour event this week? Oh yeah, let's go. Like, that'd be awesome.
So the eye candy's better at the PGA event, is what you're saying?
I would probably say so. Yeah.
Do you go to Top Golf ever?
That's the place.
Yeah.
That's the place, bud.
I don't. I get enough golf in my life. The last thing I want to do is go to Top Golf at night or whatever and beat a bunch of balls.
So your buddies aren't impressing you by saying, "Hey, let's go down to Top Golf tonight."
Go Top Golf, drink a couple pitchers of beer, and watch football.
Right.
That's the move.
Yeah.
Have you seen that Paige Sporonic on Instagram?
Oh
Jesus Christ!
She's a smoke show.
I need to get into golf just for her. I don't know how she swings a club, to be honest with you.
She goes,
I don't either. They got to get in the way.
They have to. Like, I don't know how we're closing our.
Those are some money makers.
Well, yeah, she's making way more money doing what she's doing now than she ever. I think she's a professional golfer, also.
She's an OnlyFans girl, isn't she?
No.
Instagram.
Just Instagram for all I know. I don't know how she. I mean, like I said, I've seen her swing a club. I don't know how she does it, but God bless her, she can drive it.
Women's golf has changed a lot because when I was younger, the women's golfers all looked like me. They all look like a bunch of old dykes.
Yeah.
And now they're all good-looking gals.
Yeah.
The money caught up with it.
So what do you think about the LIV tour?
Man,
You'd take the money, wouldn't you? Yes, you would. Anybody smart would too. They're going to give you $20 million a year. Fucking take that money.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot different for me than it would be for somebody that's got, millions in the bank. Like me, I ain't got millions in the bank. And somebody comes to me with multi-million-dollar check, says, "Hey, come play this tour."
Sign me up.
Yeah, it'd be kind of hard. It'd be really hard to turn it down. But I don't know. It's definitely changing the game or the golf world per se. But since that has came on, the PGA Tour it's tried to compete with it, and really, to tell you the truth, what the LIV with LIV showing up and what it made the PGA Tour do, I mean, really and truly, it'd probably be worth to play and just to stay on the PGA Tour, because I mean, if you play well, let's just say, like, it all depends on playing results. If you play well on the PGA Tour now, oh, you can. I mean, I have a buddy that's on the PGA Tour. Or I have quite a few that are on the PGA Tour, but one of them that really comes to mind is Scotty Scheffler. I don't know if y'all have heard about him, but hell, last year he made $14 million.
Jesus,
pretty day at the links. Pretty good day right there.
Yeah. Within one season of on the PGA Tour, he made $14 million. It's just like, and then on top of that, he didn't even win the FedEx, the FedEx Cup at the end of the year, which would have been another 18.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I mean, it's all like result dependent on if you're a guy that goes and gets 30th every week on the PGA Tour and you get an offer from LIV, then hey,
right,
go ahead.
I looked up Scotty Scheffler. The first thing it says is Scotty Scheffler's wife.
Scottish.
It's the first thing that comes up.
I don't know what your search engine is.
It was regular. It said Scotty Scheffler's wife, events, blah, blah. Her name's Meredith Scudder, I guess.
Yeah, very nice girl.
That's the first thing that comes up, though. He went to the real college, though. He went to Texas, huh?
Yeah. I'm not too big of a fan of that, but
other than that, he's a good guy.
Yeah, absolutely. He's one of the best. He's real down to earth, and never been one of the I guess per se the cocky guys or anything like that. He was real nice, always spoke to everybody, and from what I can tell, and last time I've seen him, he ain't changed one bit.
So you bring this guy up, Scotty Scheffler, old buddy of yours. He was number one ranked golfer in the world.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, well, last week he was, but John Rahm winning this week, he bumped him to second.
I beat John Rahm's ass 2 nights ago on fucking my
PlayStation 5.
Yeah, I play the shit out of my fucking golf. That's my game of play every night. Me and John, we battle it out all the time.
The one good thing, going back to the LIV or the LIV, the good thing that I think that came from it is, like you said, the PGA kind of adapted and realized that there was a place, their spot at the top could be challenged if they didn't change a couple things. And that is what I think all of these big companies need. I think the NFL, if the XFL and the USFL work out, the NFL is just going to get better, because it's that competition that, hey, we're not the only game in town, and we can't keep we can't not address our obvious flaws. So
the NFL on the XFL though,
they got some cooperation sort of thing, but I don't know what it is.
The NCAA is what the PGA reminded me of. The PGA was a one-man band, and they had it all locked down until this come on. The NCAA does that shit. They put out all their rules and crap. They make a ton of money, and now they're starting to get challenged on stuff.
Right.
And I don't think the NCAA will be the governing body of college football in the next decade, in 10 years. I think the college football will be its own thing, its own corporation, like the NFL.
Right.
And so I think it's really good for them.
But like we've talked about before, how much is the play going to suffer on the LIV tour, because guys are getting guaranteed money? You know, you're not that worried about placing, because your bread's buttered.
That's the whole thing that I don't like about the LIV tour, is that, from what I've heard, if I understand it right, is that, okay, say, you know, let's just say me, you know, if they come to me and say, hey, we'll write you a $20 million check right now, you come play for the LIV tour. Okay. Yeah. Sign me up. Here you go. Give me my money. Once I go, well, the purses, you know, the winner of a LIV event wins $4 million. Well, you don't, if I understand it right, if you get paid $20 million and then you win an event that pays out $4 million for first place, you don't get that $4 million.
Really?
They take that off of your 20. So now they only owe you 16. Yeah. So that's, and then if you surpass the amount they paid you, well, then that's when you like make your money. So what what would be hard for me is that, hell, I got 20 million in the bank just to come play these events. Well, I think anybody would be lying if they said they would keep practicing as hard as they practice if they were playing on the PGA Tour, where your results are how you get paid. You know, they're not paying you to come play these events. So that's my whole thing on it. I'm not too fond of.
It's not going to make you a better golfer by having X amount of dollars sitting in the bank.
Well, yeah, I think every one of them are going to get worse, honestly.
Yeah. And what are the rules? Like, if they play out their contract on the LIV tour, can they come back to the PGA tour if they're qualified, or are they the black sheep and you've chosen your path?
It sounds like you have chosen your path, and you are not welcome back, from what I understand.
What about the Masters? I thought, like, we'll take Phil. Has Phil won the Masters before?
Oh yeah.
So Phil, he can play the Masters forever, can he? Don't he have an open invitation?
So that's, I think, I don't know for sure, but I think that is something that is like kind of going on right now, figuring out if those guys can play, because the Masters, the four majors, the British Open, the Masters, the US Open, and the PGA or other than the PGA, because obviously the name, but the U.S. Open, the British, and the Masters, those are their own tournaments.
Okay,
The PGA
gotcha.
the PGA Tour does, in a way, does not own those tournaments. So they're their own. They host their own. Like it's like the U.S. or the U.S. Open and the British Open are run by the USGA and United States Golf Association. So that is no affiliation with the PGA Tour. It's just part of the PGA Tour schedule, if that makes sense.
Right.
It does. I understand. So they can still play those tournaments, but they can't play any PGA events.
For right now, I believe so. But from what it sounds like, it may not be too much longer, just because the PGA Tour has been affiliated with those 4 tournaments for so long. They're kind of trying to, ease their way in of like having a say so if those guys can come and play those events or not. I don't know that for sure, but from what I've heard, I believe that's what's going on.
Yeah. But that's golfers are gonna, there's a lot of guys are going to have to make these decisions. Like, do I continue? Do I take the guaranteed money, or do I bet on myself and, stay with the PGA Tour? And I don't know. I don't envy any of the guys that have had to make that decision because
Yes,
you might be leaving a lot of money on the table.
You might be making 20 million. Them guys are still going to get that every year from the LIV. I know. I'm telling you what. There's
that's just a one-time thing.
Once the paycheck is.
What's that?
So, like Phil, they give him $20 million to come to LIV. They're not going to give him $20 million next year to come back.
No. They gave him like $180 million.
Yeah, I feel so sorry for him, man.
So let me rephrase this. If I'm a golfer that is trying to make my way in this world, I wouldn't envy you.
You better play for the money now. Fucking world we live in, who fucking knows golf will become, they won't be able to do it anymore because it's a rich white man sport, they'll say. They'll woke it out. Let me ask you something.
Dominated by a black guy.
Are you? Yeah, that's no shit. Who's probably the most popular golfer ever? Are you a duck hunter who plays golf or a golfer that likes to duck hunt?
I'm a duck hunter that plays golf.
There you go.
I get asked this so many times. Well, not that same question, but in the same category. Like, I don't know, man. My dad ruined me. We had some private places that we could go growing up, and it was really, really good, and it screwed me up. Like, I'm extremely addicted. I mean, I've been doing it all my life, and now I have a good group of guys that I go with, and it's like, so I had to go to Q school back in the first week of November, and as soon as that ended, I didn't touch a club. I did not go to the golf course. I didn't touch a club at my house until a week before I left for the Bahamas tournament.
You need to do that shit more often then.
I do it every year. It just so happens that the golf break for tournaments just so happens to be during duck season. So damn their luck.
Baseball and golf.
Baseball and golf. Off. Yep. If you're a waterfowl hunter, that's what you need. If you're listening to this and you're a teenager, like, fuck football. That's right in the middle of waterfowl season. Pick up a club, pick up a bat.
Oh, if you're gonna be a professional athlete, golf is the way to go. I'm telling you right now, if you can make it, the big boys there, you got it set for life. Do you turkey hunt also?
I do not. No.
A lot of golf going on, man.
Yeah, a lot of golf, and I've actually never been, and so, but I've heard it's not as addicting as duck hunting.
Probably more so.
It must be. I went to the turkey convention this weekend in Nashville, and I did not have a clue. I've been in the hunting business for 30 years. How popular fucking turkey hunting is.
I think it's more addicting because you don't. So like when we duck hunt or when we duck or goose hunt, I don't know how it is where you are, but like you're always you can always see the bird. There's a lot of action. You know, you see ducks, you call at them, they may or may not. With turkey hunting, like there might be times where you're calling at this bird and he's hung up at 75 yards or he's hung up at 50 yards and all you need him to do is clear the tree and you'll have him. And there's times that son of a bitch just stays on that side of the tree and you're fucked the whole morning.
Yeah.
Like it's just done. Or it just seems like turkey hunting, you're always kind of chasing the rabbit more so than ducks. With duck hunting, if I can see the birds, like I'm usually pretty, you know, I'm satisfied. Like they're either going to do it or they're not. But with like turkey hunting, there's so many times where it's just, you just didn't have something break your way. And you're not as successful turkey hunting day in and day out because on a slow morning, you know, if you shoot 2 or 3 ducks, you shot 2 or 3 ducks. There's a lot of mornings turkey hunting where it's just, you sat out there for 3 hours and you got fucking your dick in your hand and that's as good as it got. So I feel like you're chasing a lot more and you're not always, you should leave the woods unsatisfied more if you're turkey hunting. So that's why I love it. Plus the weather's nice, you know, unless it's raining, like it's going to be warm. And if you're with a buddy, pop a beer or something like that and just enjoy nature. But are you primarily duck hunting in South Texas? You don't have to give up your spots, but are you hunting in Texas or not?
So we bounce around. We're not set in stone. I mean, hell, we're gonna go where the ducks are.
There you go.
We don't hunt. We don't hunt any private land. We hunt like all public.
Oh wow.
So yeah, and like I said, I got a good group of buddies that I've become really close with within the last. I guess I've been hunting with them for 4 years now, and you know, if all of us go, which is, I mean, maybe 1 or 2 hunts a season, there's 8 of us or 9 of us maybe, but usually it's anywhere from 3 to 5 normally. And you know, we'll go scout, we'll go find some, and you know, we don't just stop there. We'll okay, that's a plan, and we'll keep on looking, and we'll go try to find some more, and we'll try to get as many spots as we can found, and then go from there. And we'll hunt. We'll usually leave Thursday and go somewhere, and we'll come back on Mondays. That's every week during duck season.
Not a bad gig. Now, are you a mallard purist or are you just a duck hunter? Don't care what it is.
Yeah.
Because you got a lot of green on your Instagram, bub.
Yeah. No. We like shooting. We like shooting green, and I mean, I don't give a damn. Duck's a duck. Like, I mean, I'll shoot anything. But it so happens to be like where we scout and look and everything like that. It's 95% mallards, and I mean, when we find them, we're not those guys that, you know. I mean, like I said, we're hunting public, so we'll get up at 3:00 just so we make sure we, you know, get the hole and everything. We'll sit out there, just bullshit till daylight, and then it's go time. So, but yeah, it's fun, man. I'm telling you right now, if I could make the money I do in golf, duck hunting, I might kick golf to the side, honestly.
Listen, there's no money in waterfowl hunting. I can tell you, it's a passion project. So would you consider yourself a pretty good shot with a shotgun? I mean, I'm sure you got pretty good hand-eye coordination being a this high-level golfer that you are.
Yeah. I would say, yeah. My my buddies, they make a bunch of jokes when we're hunting. I'm pretty quick. Like somebody says, kill him. I'm pretty quick, and I feel like I don't miss much. But it's also I feel like I don't miss much because the places that we do hunt, we're not no sky blasters.
Mm-hmm.
We do it right, and normally they're within 15 or 20 yards, and they're just angel winging right there. So it's
Now, how does that
pretty.
work with the buddy system? Like, is there one guy that calls a shot like every time, or do we take turns? Like, how? Because I'm coming from the guiding world where I'm pretty much the only one that calls a shot every day.
Oh, we have that talk every morning. Hey, who's calling it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit who's calling it, but somebody needs to call it. Like we ain't going because we've had that happen to us a few times. I guess we're so stuck in the moment, and we're just like, all right, who's doing it? Who's calling it? And but it's just sometimes they'll freaking land, and we're like, oh shit, okay, get up, But no, it's usually one or two of the guys. They usually do it, and I mean they're good with it. It's like I said, no sky blasting. We do it right. We ain't doing no. My buddy, he owns this clothing company, and he usually or sometimes he has like a camera guy, so he wants it, good for the camera, whatever. It gets frustrating at times. We wait till they get right here. I mean, there's a lot of times that we could have shot them, and they just didn't break completely in the hole. But hey, I ain't complaining. We have a good time, and it's a lot of memories made.
People don't realize how it's a different animal whenever you're hunting for film. Because I mean,
Yeah.
now all of a sudden, having them do it isn't good enough. If they don't do it in the right spot and the camera doesn't get it, well, I mean, so you got to kind of define what you're out there for. If you're out there for the shooting, or if you're out there for the camera. But it's a different animal when you're like, okay, like we've got to get this on film, because you got to get they have to do it in the right spot, otherwise
Right.
it ain't gonna work.
Right, absolutely, yeah.
So
It's I mean, the one good thing is that it's not every weekend. I mean, he may bring a camera guy
Right.
maybe 2, maybe 3 times a year. Yeah. But when he does come, the holes that we hunt, there's only one place they can do it.
Yeah.
And if they do it, it's going to be perfect, So, yeah.
How many days did you get to waterfowl hunt this year?
I went every weekend.
You did?
Thursday, Monday. Yeah.
Thursday through Monday, and you call that a weekend?
That's a long weekend, Jeff.
The only days you're not hunting is Tuesday and Wednesday.
You
Yeah, I mean, some days we come back a little bit early, but most of the time, I mean, I'm lucky enough with golf. I mean, I ain't got nothing to do that time of the year, so I'll leave Thursday mornings, and if the hunting's good, then I'll stay till Monday, and we'll see what we can do in 4 hunts or 4 hunts.
Sounds like you got life figured out pretty quick at a young age. You're doing good for yourself.
I try, man. I try.
Are you you worry about like nutrition and everything, or do you not geek out that far? Because I can tell you from hunting 7 days a week, I eat like a fucking bear dumpster diving. Like it's a lot of honey buns, chips, and a whole lot of coffee, energy drinks. So like, do you worry about that at all during waterfowl season, or are you just like, fuck it, I'll get caught up?
To tell you the truth, I don't ever worry about that. I'm 5'8", 160 pounds, and I can't keep weight on. And it's just, I used to work out a bunch in college, and I feel like it had some good, and it also had some bad with the golf. I felt like I was always like tight,
Mm-hmm.
and so when I got out of college, I kind of let that go. I don't really work out that much, and I just kind of I just go with the flow, man. I'm not a routine guy.
So you're at your trainers right now, right? What do they got you doing there?
I actually have something on my finger. I had a little bump show up on my finger. Normally it wouldn't even bother me or anything like that, but it's right where my club goes into my fingers, and I don't know, it's weird. And I had him look at it. And he thinks it's a cyst. So probably Thursday or Friday they're gonna inject it with a needle, and supposedly that'll get it to go away. But we'll figure that out when that comes.
Got taken down by a fucking bump on the finger. Probably pulling the trigger too much is what it is.
Well, I would say that, but it's on my left hand, so I don't know what it is.
I gotcha.
Imagine if you make it to the PGA Tour, all the hunting companies would want to sponsor a golfer.
Hell yeah, you can have a camo club bag.
Yeah, no, it's funny that I don't know how, but that the video that the Korn Ferry made and posted of me talking about I'd rather be duck hunting, and I mean that blew up or whatever, if you want to say that. And I had people messaging me like on Instagram, like, "Oh man, come hunt this and that." Guide services and hat companies and this and that. I'm like, the apparel people. I was like, man, I'm already. I can't do nothing. Like I'm signed with Nike, so I can't really do nothing. So
yeah. I'm not gonna wear your horseshit clothing brand and tell Nike to piss off. Like it ain't happening. Sorry, might be nice shit. Not doing it.
You just called it horse shit.
What?
You just said horse shit.
Well, I'm telling. Can you imagine some of the shit that he got? Because I know some of the shit that I get, and I'm not near as famous as he is. I can't hit a golf ball that far, if at all. So,
you can. It just takes 3 times.
Well, yeah, and like people behind me have to watch out whenever I get up there with the club. So I've got that special talent. So you got 6 weeks. Where's your next tournament at?
Savannah, Georgia.
Savannah, Georgia. Very good.
Yeah, I'll go to that one. Then I'll have 2 weeks off, and then I'll leave for 3 weeks, and then I'll have another week off, and then I'll be gone for I think 6 or 7 weeks.
Life on the road, man. I don't know.
It's just a long duck season in my eyes.
Yeah, you're just playing for the next duck season, basically.
That's it.
That's it. All right, my man. Well, listen, it has been a pleasure talking to you. And listen, not to sound like those guys in your DM, but if you ever get out to West Texas and you need a place to stop or whatever, you're always welcome out here at the Big Honker Lodge. We're goose hunting, so you'll be slumming if you goose hunt.
I've never done it. I've duck hunted all my life, but I've never been goose hunting. So I'll definitely.
We'll see you this winter then.
Yeah, I'm sure you told you told that to everybody in your Instagram inbox. But seriously,
no, I swear, man, I've never been on like a true goose hunt. I mean, we've killed a few duck hunting, but I mean, I've never been like, oh, hey, we're going to shoot these geese or whatever, nothing like that.
The good part about goose hunting where we do is you drive right to where you're setting up. You don't need waders.
Right.
It's easy walking. So, I'm spoiled that way. I don't have to wear waders 60 days a year. Right. So, but anyway, yes, you are welcome out here anytime. Even if you're just passing through, come out here, have a beer, and good luck. Stay in shape and all that other good shit. And we look forward to everything that you got going on. It's going to be a great ride. I got a feeling.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me
Yes,
on.
sir.
Best of luck. God bless you, my friend, and we look forward to seeing you. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Be safe on the road.
All right.
Chandler Phillips.
What a life. What a life.
He might have figured it out, Jeff.
At a young age.
Might have figured it out.
Golf, get paid to golf.
You screwed
and
me.
Duck hunt for fun. How'd I screw you?
Because, Jeff, you let me go down this football path.
Which football path?
Yeah, playing football. That should have never. I should have never even played football.
Let me tell you something.
I should have never played
We
football.
could have given you the greatest golf coaches in the world.
I could have never.
And you still would have never been a golfer.
Puh.
Some people ain't got it.
I got that dog in me, Jeff.
Yeah, not as a
My
golfer.
problem is I lifted too much weights in high school.
That's what you could have been a good golfer.
He just said it. Lifting weights hurt him more than it helped him.
Did you read John Daly's book?
No.
John Daly's book talks about him and Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
He said he's out after a game and he's drinking and going to the bar and shit, and he sees Tiger walk by and he goes, "Where are you going?" He goes, "I'm gonna go to the gym and get a workout in." He goes, "What a waste of time." He goes, "Well, John, if I was as good a golfer as you would, I wouldn't have to work out." Talking about how good a golfer John Daly, how much talent John Daly had.
Yeah.
And that was it. First time John Daly played against Tiger Woods was in Ardmore, Oklahoma. Really? At if I remember right, at a junior golf tournament.
Who would have known?
You know, he said I was 14 and he was 9 or something like that, but he could play some golf. Well, that's obvious.
I need to get my kids.
I still am embarrassed
Swinging a
about
club.
Tiger Woods apologizing.
It's bullshit.
He's big enough. There's a couple of guys in sports that are big enough. Tom Brady could come out.
Yes.
LeBron James can't stand that fucker, but he could too.
He could do what he wants.
Tiger Woods.
Yep.
It could come out. Peyton Manning could have come out and said, "You know what? I'm tired of all this woke bullshit." I gave him a Tampax. I was making fun of him because I outdrove him. You know, that's what it is. Men hit the ball farther than women did. It's the same as if he was hitting the ball and I said, "Excuse me, does your husband play also?"
Right.
Get over it. Get the fuck over it.
Somebody's going to break ranks one day. And you know what's sad? You know who the person I think has broken ranks the most?
Who?
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
He was an anti-vax guy. He kind of stuck to his guns on that. And he's come out. He's had several sound clips where he has come out against the wokeness. He's not a guy that I thought.
No, he's a fucking hippie.
Yeah, he's just this big old hippie
Liberal
ayahuasca
fucker.
taking. I don't know if he's liberal,
But that's what he comes across as.
Right. But he's the closest thing that we have to a man's man standing up there and saying, "Just shut the fuck up."
Yeah, and if people would do that, it'd all go away. If a couple of alpha males, and I'm going to tell you
Tiger
right
was the
now,
one.
women today, and I talk to lots of people, and I talk about a lot of weird shit, and talk about that. Women today miss alpha males in the world.
They want one.
Not the guys that walk into bars that's got his chest puffed out that thinks he's a man, but a true man. Someone that'll stand up for what's right and wrong. That's what they want. They want men, and that's what our world needs. We don't have enough alpha males left in this world.
I guarantee you, when bombs started dropping in the Ukraine, they did not go to the guy at the coffee shop and, that's not the man that women were looking for. Was not the guy that was gonna talk about his emotions. It's the motherfucker that's gonna pick up a rifle and defend everything over there.
If what's going on in Ukraine is real,
well, there are skirmishes.
That I'm sure of.
Because here's the thing:
Captain Shit in his pants went over there today.
Because here's the thing: it is an unspoken agreement that if all hell were to break loose in my house, I'm the one that gets to go investigate it.
Well, yes, because you're the man.
Right. Not the other way around. If we're on a plane and it goes down and we're on a deserted island, it's going to be me that goes out and does the hunter and gatherer type shit. And my wife is going to be the one that would build a house and console our children and make sure that, all that's good.
Is it because you have a penis? Yes, it is. You're the man.
It's because that's just the way that we were brought up. It's in our nature.
That's right.
It's in our nature. If I'm on a deserted island with my family, I'm the one that's going out.
You're going to provide.
Bringing shit back to put on the fire.
Yep.
She's going to be the one that stays at home with the kids and the elderly and make sure that everything there runs well. It's in our DNA. Now, that's an extreme example, and we're so far away from anything that resembles our early ancestors that we can blur the lines with what a woman and a man are. That's the only reason this exists, is because we're so far removed from being in a position where survival is on the forefront of our minds.
We were watching TV last night about 10:30, and a noise. Ollie barked. Mom, did you hear that? Yeah. There's a noise outside. Well, so I got up and went and looked. I don't know what I was looking for.
Right.
I wasn't really concerned about it. I walked outside and looked.
You got to investigate.
Yep.
You never know.
Then went back in. It wasn't something I was concerned about.
But somebody in Tiger's camp got to him and was like, listen,
we got this deal working out with General Mills, and
we're going to need you to apologize because the men that get their periods, they're really offended. And how many of those motherfuckers are watching golf anyway?
There's no such thing as a man who gets a period.
Well, there isn't 23. Jeff.
I saw an argument yesterday. A guy and this big, fat, nasty looking chick with the same haircut I got was bitching about he called her a woman. How do you know I'm a woman? I'm non-binary.
Damn.
No, he goes, you're a woman. What makes you think I'm a woman? You have a vagina. That's what makes you a woman. You have a penis. That makes you a male. It don't make you a man because there's a lot of men out there that got fucking penises that ain't men.
I thought Tiger was one of them.
Yeah. I'm so disappointed with that. I mean, poor guy got the fuck beat down by his wife at the golf club. He broke his leg, come back. He's done everything, works hard. Went from being a polarizing person that was not really well liked but very popular, had a lot of people disliked him, to everybody likes him now.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody pulls for him.
Big Tiger guy here.
And
if I would have watched the tournament.
And I was embarrassed that he apologized. I wish. And then they get emotional, like they're really upset by it. Fuck, who gives a fuck? You know, I gave him a Tampax. Be a fucking man. You know what? I'm hitting the ball. They laugh about it.
Sure. Yeah, it's locker room humor. The guy thought it was fucking hilarious.
And that's common in all sports. But like I said before, and I've said it 1,000 times,
it's going to take somebody to break rank.
The guys that got their asses beaten dodgeball are the ones making all the rules right now.
Right.
All them pussies that we made fun of all those years.
This is their chance. All right, let's get off of here. I've got to take a piss like something awful. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for listening. Go check out our sponsors. Go check out Boss Shot Shells, Dive Bomb Industries, Mossberg, Pacific Calls, Gundog Outdoors, Shin Gear, Lucky Duck, Looking Glass Podcast, Hunt Proof App, Alpha Outdoor Specialties, Bangtail Whiskey, Stanfield Hunting Outfitters, Dirty Duck Coffee, Ducks Unlimited, and Double T British Kennels.